As an overture into my full review of All Stars 5 that will come out next week, I wanted to do a separate video about the Lipsync Assassins. First, let's talk about the twist itself. It came after 3 seasons of All Stars queens lip-syncing for their legacy to determine who will win each episode out of the top 2 candidates. The fans, pretty much from season 2 of All Stars, were a little against this format, given the unfair keeping of Roxy Andrews up until the finale, alongside, and as we found out later, RuPaul and the producers, of course, knowing which queen chose which bottom queen's lipstick. On All Stars 3, Ben de la Creme eliminated herself, mostly because of the immense pressure of having to choose whom to send home 5 out of the 6 episodes that she was there. And on All Stars 4, the fans, and I would assume Ru also, lost it when Naomi eliminated Manila, the strongest competitor for the crown at that point, alongside Trinity the Tuck. I guess they went with a 3 strikes and you're out kind of a logic. On All Stars 5, there was only one cast member lip-syncing against a lip-sync assassin. In my main review of All Stars 5, I will talk about how this new format hindered some queens, while helping others from the get-go. Secondly, what is a lip-sync assassin? In the simplest way to explain, it's a queen that eliminated some portion of her season's cast while delivering memorable lip syncs. But I guess who was available in LA at the time and had at least one memorable lip sync was a little too long. Given that the latter part of this definition, per se, is a little subjective, given that we all have different ideas on what is and isn't iconic, and then there's also the show's portrayal of the lip syncs, I will mostly focus on the first part of the definition to see exactly which queens would be best described as lip sync assassins. With this, also, we will go over the 7 alleged lip-sync assassins that we saw on the show. So what did I do? Well, I went over every lip-sync from Season 1 to Season 11, from All Stars 1 to All Stars 4, and marked down exactly how many times each queen won, how many times each queen lost, and how many times the result of the lip-sync was undecided. When there was a double win, if the queens are told, "Shantae, you both stay," that's a win for each. But if one queen is declared the winner before the other, that first queen is considered the winner. I know that some people will have a problem with this, because by that logic, Tatiana gets the win for the Shut Up and Drive lip sync. But here's the thing, shut up and make your own video. But also, it will be just a minimal difference that won't change much, just trust me. Furthermore, on All-Star seasons, whenever we had a double Shantae when lip-syncing to stay or get back into the competition, the queens always chose the same lipstick. And almost as a pattern, they do this to flame up the drama, when in reality, they would have never kicked off 2 girls in one episode on a 10-queen cast and a top 4 as the last episode. With double sachets, of course, both queens get a loss. While we're on the subject, let me list the lip-syncs where the result was undecided. So, in chronological order. Fifi vs Sharon on Season 4, because Willem was disqualified. Jujubee vs Raven on All Stars 1 because Alyssa vs Roxy on Season 5 because of Roxy's story and the whole "we are all family here" speech. Cynthia vs Farrah on Season 9 because Eureka had to be taken out of the competition for her injury. And Aquaria vs Eureka on Season 10 because next, the final lip sync of the season is not accounted for because, and based on the logic that I got from the show, the winner is determined by other factors that are competition or producer related. And yeah, sometimes the winner of the lip sync is predetermined to an extent, like I talked in the video that you can see in your upper right hand corner, but we're still going to count those. If I did all my counting correctly, let's first see which queens won all of their lip syncs. There are 19 queens here, and out of those 19, 2 of them were present as the lip sync assassins on All Stars 5. So, wow, they did almost kinda something right. There is only one queen that won 4 lip syncs with 0 losses, and that's Kameron Michaels. Where was she? Alongside Kennedy, Darien Lake, Naomi Smalls, Alaska, Peppermint, and Brooklyn Heights won 3 lip syncs and never lost a lip sync. Out of this bunch of girls, Darien, I don't think many people see as a lip sync assassin due to the fact that her opponents were, well, not the most challenging, really. However, she did have some iconic moments, like being the first queen to pretend collect tips during the lip sync. That was genius. Peppermint's exclusion is also understandable because, well, we know RuPaul doesn't want trans queens on his show unless it's for tokenism. But the exclusion of Naomi and Brooke, I don't get. Especially exclusion of Alaska, the winner of All Stars 2. Alongside season 11 winner Evie Oddly in the 2 wins no losses section, we have Rebecca Glasscock, Chad Michaels, Adore Delano, Pearl, Ginger Minge, and Chi-Chi Devane. Rebecca doesn't really do drag as often anymore, I think. But also, with some of these queens that had not competed on All Stars by that time, it would have been a little rude to be like, hey, so can you come and just lip sync? Not really compete for anything, we don't want you as a contestant on All Stars. Chad's exclusion also baffles me, as he won the first ever All-Star season. As does Chi-Chi's exclusion. Oh, by the way, if you have not seen this, Chi-Chi's had some health issues lately, so if you're able to, send her some coins to help. Or at least share the info that you can see on your screen here and now. Pearl's exclusion makes sense, given her relationship with the show, but also the fact that she's not a great performer, really. She just had really easy opponents to beat, and the producers had a story with her to tell on her season. Adore also, I assume, won't ever come back after what happened in All Stars 2, but I might be wrong. Ginger definitely, though, should have been present there. Her lip sync against Jaden is hilarious. We're also left with 5 queens that won their only lip sync, 4 of them being winners of the show. Raja, Jinx, Bob, and Sasha. And joining them is Willem, whose exclusion is obvious. But excluding the winners, I don't know about all that. Just for the sake of the argument, I will include all of the queens that won more than half of their lip syncs. Now, I will highlight the Lipsync Assassins that were on the show. Oh wait, nothing's changed. Yeah, out of the remaining 5 alleged lip-sync assassins, 3 of them won 50% of their lip syncs, 1 won 40%, and 1 just a third. The first 3 queens are Vanessa, Morgan, and Roxy. The only queen that we could argue is a good inclusion is Roxy, given that her only other lip sync, the one against Alyssa, had an undecided result. In the sense that, come on, nobody was going home after that "we are all family here" speech from RuPaul. But also, am I supposed to believe that Alyssa, who spent most of her time hiding her face, did as well as Roxy in that lip sync? No. Come on now. But I'm also not going to give the win to Roxy because that would be unfair. Speaking of Alyssa, she won 2 out of her 5 lip syncs. One of these losses comes from her lip sync against Tatiana, so it's debatable. And I can understand her inclusion because she is very stunty, and by some logic, she won 4 lip syncs, but that's only if we're being super nice. However, Monet Exchange competed in 6 lip syncs, won only 2 of them, and with her lip sync against Manila, Manila was called as the winner first. Only after that were All Stars rules suspended, so we cannot count that as a double win nor as an undecided result. Had it happened before, we would have marked that lip sync as undecided. Yeah, sure, Monet is a really good performer, and her split fake out from season 10 is iconic, but that doesn't make a lip sync assassin. Let's also quickly go over some other queens that could have been the lip sync assassins, just overall based on how many lip syncs they had won, not including the lost or undecided lip syncs. Only 2 queens won 5 of their lip syncs, Latrice and Shangela. Where were they? Alongside Kameron's 4 wins, Trinity the Tuck won 4 lip syncs. Jujubee as well, but she's a contestant on All Star 5, so Adding onto the previously mentioned list of 3-time winners, we have Raven, who couldn't do it because she's Rue's makeup artist. But could you imagine the gag of her coming out when, for example, Juju was the winner? Then Coco Montrese, Raja O'Hara, Detox, and Manila. And of course, Alexis Mateo, but she's a contestant. The list of the 2-time winners is much larger, and alongside the lot mentioned before, we also could have seen Bibi Zahara Benet, Trinity K. Bonet, Candy Ho, Jaden Dior Fierce, Tatiana, and even Ben de la Creme. What did we gather from this analysis video? Drag Race does not even listen to itself, nor does it take itself as a serious criteria when choosing the queens they want to include, but rather go for the easiest way out. And that's it. That's the video. Thank you for watching.